Do you ever get those Christmas letters? I think you know what letters I'm talking about. The Christmas letters that have spiraled into a competitive sport to show whose life is the best, or at least the most blessed. Here's an example. Holiday greetings. Let me tell you some of our exciting achievements. Russell, our 8-year-old, continues to develop well ahead of his peers. His favorite bedtime story is currently A Tale of Two Cities. We enjoy talking about chemistry and comparative philosophy over our afternoon snack. After learning and mastering the piano last year, he moved on to the cello this year. Our second-born Grant is 1-year-old. He learned sign language while being fed, so he can communicate his wishes such as, I'm full, I need more, and Mom, you need to have more vitamin C in your diet. He is also learning how to cook. In addition to being a mother of two, I am active in the community as the chairperson of the Children's Theater, the PTA president, the leader of the Homeowners Association, and a volunteer 5 days a week at the homeless shelter. Our many vacations this year included places such as Walt Disney World and a Disney cruise, the mountains of Colorado, and a quick 10-day excursion in Hawaii. My husband Frederick's job as CEO also took us to Europe and the Caribbean. Frederick continues to work hard and be successful. He is considering running for the United States Senate. We hope your holidays are almost as perfect as ours, and we hope we've given you something to shoot for. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. So, we read something like this, and comparison is natural. Children, they compare presents with one another. Adults compare relationships or their children's accomplishments or houses or vacations or jobs. Some comparison is healthy. It can be an inspiration. Many comparisons are not healthy at all. Not healthy at all means don't do it. It means stop. Consider giving yourself a really cool gift this Christmas. Stop comparing yourself to others. It's not good for you. It's not good for others. Listen to what Paul writes. He says, pay careful attention to your own work, for you will get the satisfaction of a job well done, and you won't need to compare yourself to anybody else. I think social media takes comparison to a new level. More information is available than ever before. Basically, we get to see those crazy Christmas cards every day. It also makes comparisons inaccurate. The influx of social media causes us to compare our ordinary and mundane to the highlights of other people's lives. We can be laying in bed watching SportsCenter and an acquaintance uploads a photo album to Facebook from a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Australia. Well, we lose that one. We see on Twitter that a high school classmate is retiring from the Navy and we're just starting over now for the second time. We lose that one too. A neighbor has a picture of their award-winning dancer and straight-A student on Instagram and we're happy if we can get our kid to put his shoes away. Well, that's another loss. Now here's the deal. The beginning of your book should not be compared to the middle or the end of somebody else's book. Because of inaccurate comparison, way too many of us don't put enough stock in who we are, and we place way too much value on who we are not. God is aware of your imperfection, and God is aware of my imperfection. You have to understand this as well, that person that you think is perfect, God is aware of their imperfections too. One of the problems we have with comparison is that we don't even do a good job of making fair comparisons. Comparison is going to lead to scarcity, but its opposite, collaboration, leads to abundance. Just because he is brilliant doesn't mean that you're not smart. Just because she's beautiful doesn't mean that you aren't. Just because everybody loves her doesn't mean that everybody hates you. And just because he is peaceful, it doesn't mean that you're not. Comparison is the death of joy. Comparison doesn't foster acceptance and belonging, and you need acceptance and belonging. Comparison can make feeling good about yourself disappear more quickly than anything else in life can. A moment wasted on comparison is a moment forfeited. Paul says again, pay careful attention to your own work, for then you'll get the satisfaction of a job well done, and you won't need to compare yourself to anyone else. You have a goal, you have a plan, you have a dream, you have a vision, a hope. It is a path that you are on. The fastest way to get off this path is to compare. Don't compare yourself to who you perceive others are today. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Comparison means We are either less than or greater than others. Humility says we are all in the same boat together. If you want to relate to someone, don't compare yourself to them. Collaborate with them. Think humility and not comparison. Paul says, don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble. Thinking of others is better than ourselves. Humility leads to life. Comparison will lead to despair. I know some things about you. You're special, you're unique, you're accepted by God, you're loved by God. You have done some really cool things. You have a cool future in front of you. But then what happens is we compare. Joy and freedom are replaced with despair and obligation. Paul writes, don't copy the behavior and the customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way that you think. Letting go of comparison is not an event that happens or a destination where we finally arrive. Releasing the stranglehold that comparison has on our life demands constant awareness. It demands the renewing of our minds. The moment we stop comparing our current place in life with the lives of others or the lives that we wish we had is the moment where we can begin to enjoy what is. Joy begins when comparison ends. Be grateful. Say thank you to others and to God. Appreciate and compliment others. Say, great job, congratulations. Look to others as an inspiration and not competition. Say, you're inspiring to me. See your potential. You have the capacity to serve and to love and to contribute. Say, I can do this. Don't expect perfection from yourself. Say, nobody's perfect, including me, but I'm going to keep on improving. Jesus says, I have told you these things so that you'll be filled with my joy. Yes, your joy will overflow. So stop comparing and start experiencing joy. It's a wonderful gift that you won't find under a tree.